mess of ideas, and running through the ideas through my family and through Robin. She's the one who actually came up with, well, I like this concept best, and how about the title Echo? So everybody give Robin her chops. And so that's what I ended up doing. I started the first issue. After I did an outline, I sat down and outlined 20 issues out, 3 trades worth of material, which is something I never did with SAP. And so I knew what I was doing when I started the first issue. Again, something I didn't do with SAP. And I did the first issue, and it felt kind of strange, you know, to be drawing after the first time in like 9 months. And by the time I finished it, I was completely into it. And I started issue 2 right away, and I finished issue 2. And issue 2 is way much better than issue 1. I wish I could switch them, but I can't. And by the time I finished issue 2, I had the backstory of every other character figured out. Like, there's Julie, there's her sister, and there's these people here. And I know the whole stories now, and I just have years worth of ideas in my head. Whether or not I do them depends on if the book sells. So then we listed the book, and I was very nervous. I thought, oh, you know, self-publishing is dead, and I can picture, you know, maybe it was all about Kachu, so anything else I do is going to put flat on its face. We didn't know what to expect, and I thought, well, if I solicit this book and we get very little orders, I'm out of here. I'm going to go work at McDonald's or something. I don't know what I'm going to do. So we solicited the book, and the orders that we got for Echo #1 are the most orders Abstract Studios ever had for any book. It outsold SAP. So, thank you. Thank you. Dear God, thank you. So, I'm still in the comic book business.
Thank you. Really like
Me and that Sally girl who like us both. So, anyway, it turned out good. So, I'm very happy with the series. I love the characters. I love Julie. It takes 2 issues to figure out who Julie is. Because the first issue, I'm telling you this because you're here. You took all the trouble to come to California to live here and wait for me to have this pen. Thank you. So I'm going to tell you a few inside things. And you can blog it, but just make all your readers promise to keep it secret. I like Julie. The whole first issue is like a train wreck. You're really catching a moving train. It's all action, and it's kind of a WTF issue. And at the very end of it, Julie, you see the predicament, Julie's now in. And then you think, okay, great, but who's Julie? Well, issue 2 is who's Julie and who's her sister and all that. So it pisses me off because I'm used to you guys getting, you know, like a trade or a pocketbook, and you know, if you read all 300 pages in one sitting, you'll get this whole big. Everything's always so complicated with me. And then in Echo, it's the same thing. You know, there's just so much to her, and you like her so much, but you can only find out so much about somebody while you just have a car wreck with them, standing there taking notes. So that's issue 1. So you just have to read it on faith and figure issue 2. I'm very excited about it. And I was supposed to have a preview copies here, 100 of them, which easily could have made one for everybody in the room. But because the cover is silver foil, and there was a hiccup with everything now has to have the UPC code on it, and that's a first for me. So we had a delay with Turner, and I don't have my issues yet. And I didn't think you'd want to see that.
My address?
I'm going to send out a crew in private jets delivering it to everybody here. So anyway, that's my whole world as far as Abstract Studio goes. And then when I wasn't working on Echo, it was all about Spider-Man, Loves Mary Jane, or Runaways. Believe it or not, that is, I took that on because I really wanted to be a part of the Marvel Universe in some way. I want to learn how to write and make comics on that level as well. It's different than what I do with Abstract Studio. With my work, I work almost stream of consciousness. It's a much more emotional work. More like biography or diary. But with Marvel, you have to work with an editor, and they want to talk in terms of plot. Do you have a plot? Does it make sense? Well, no, I don't. That's not the way I work, you know. Nothing I do makes sense, but it feels good, or feels bad, or whatever. And so this has been like going to class for me, is to work with these editors, because the two editors I'm working with, the editor on Runaways, is actually also the editor on X-Men. So I'm working with their most intense stuff. And he really wants everything I do to make sense and to be good, you know. I can't undo everything in one issue that I've set up in the previous one, and things like that. And I said, but that's the classic Terry Moore turn right. And he said, no, I don't think so. So I'm very open-minded, and it's been like taking an advanced comic book class that I'm trying to pass, is what it's like. But in the meantime, once I get my plots approved, and then I can just dive in and do my character stuff and write the script and the dialogue. It's just been a blast. I love the Runaway characters. The first time I read Runaways, I really despised the character Chase. I hated the guy. You know, he's a kind of a white cap, loudmouth guy who probably, you know, kick inside your car at night if you parked in front of his girlfriend's house. You know. One of those guys. I just didn't like it. And now, so I thought when I got the series, I thought, well, I'm just going to really dump on Chase the whole series. He's going to get everything. You know? Like that little kid in Jurassic Park, that everything happened to the boy, you know? Which was good, because he reminded me of another boy in the neighborhood that I hated. So like when he climbed the electric fence and got shot, I go, yeah! I love it, you know? The only thing that did happen is he didn't lose enough limbs for my case. It would have been cool if he had lost his, left leg and replaced with Patrick Duffy or something. So anyway, I felt that way about Chase. So I started writing the book and then realized that, Chase is actually, there's a lot more to him now that I'm looking at it. I see more Chase there. So I'm enjoying it, and I'm not killing off Chase every issue. You bastards! But that would be fun. We could kill Chase every issue, and you open up the next issue, and there he is again. Damn, what's going to take? Runaways, I'm on script 2. I have to write like 6 versions of my plot before I get one that Nick will go with. Very tough. Spider-Man Loves Mary Jane, I'm on issue 3. And everything I turn in is golden. They love it. I turned in the last script, and he had me change one word from butt breath to pig breath. So I have to be careful about my dirty language. But that's not good for that readership. And for me to work on Spider-Man Loves Mary Jane is a dream come true for me, because it has the character set that I grew up liking, with Gwen in it. And everything is possible. They're still in high school. In my mind, my devious plan is to upturn the Marvel universe. In my universe, Gwen lives, and everybody else dies. And so I'm going to start that series. Now, don't tell anybody at Marvel I'm doing this. That's what my plan is. All we need to do is get Harry Osborn to be hit by a bus now, while he's still in high school. It will eliminate so many problems. So I'm going to work on it. Maybe he's the guy that is not going to get through any issue without another bone broken or something like that. He may look skinny, but to my eyes, when I see Harry Osborn, I see Carton. Not all badasses are bad. So anyway, as you can tell, I'm living with these characters. I have 3 character sets that I'm living with, and I'm having the time of my life. They're all fun to me. The Marvel stuff is just fun. Both of those books are just fun. So I don't have to worry about horrible consequences. Even the Skrull War that they're dealing with is not a big